Happy What's the Word Wednesday. I want to talk to you guys today about, I guess the message comes from inspiration from a movie I saw this past Sunday called The Jesus Revolution. It's based on some real events, a true story that has happened in the 70s, I believe, where Jesus was just moving through a movement where hippies were concerned. And it was just catching fire and people were getting saved and God was doing some amazing things as people were coming to Jesus. And so I think about today in our world, and we're seeing different, some similar things happening in our time, actually. And I just wanted to say that I'll use myself as an example. I am a person, a woman that God has called to preach and teach his word, but I am not God, okay? Only God is infallible, okay? Meaning he's perfect in all of his ways. He is all-knowing and he can be everything for every good thing for everyone whenever we need him. But a person cannot do that. Oftentimes, I've heard people say that they were very hurt, disappointed by some hurtful things that leaders in the church have done. And while those hurts may be very real, what I want to say is both people have a responsibility. Again, using myself as an example, being a woman that God has called to preach and teach his word, I have a responsibility to be accountable to God for my actions and the way that I behave. But understand that I am not perfect, and neither is anyone else that God has called to preach and teach his word. Even if you're not preaching and teaching, anybody that is a child of God, we are supposed to be representing him well. But understanding that we are not God, we are not perfect. We are still in this fleshly, earthly body. We won't be perfected until Jesus comes back and gives us a new body. And then we'll be completely made perfect in him. But until then, he is perfecting that which concerns us. And so I will say both things are true. Those of us that represent God and his kingdom, we have a responsibility to behave above reproach. But the only way we can do that is by yielding to his spirit. And it's the spirit of God within us that will help us accomplish the things that God has for us. And then anyone else, you have a responsibility as well. Do not make people your God, because they cannot fill, no human can fill that role. That's a role and a responsibility for only God. And so if you've been using your hurts or offenses as a crutch, I encourage you today to let the crutch go. Return back to God, not people. Now understand, he uses people, for sure, but your focus should be on God, okay? Come back to God because he loves you, okay? And if he does, listen, another thing is, guess I'm ranting today, going on a rant today. But another thing is people, don't want to follow the rules. Well, there isn't anywhere that you go that there aren't rules to follow. And actually the rules that we have to follow are really boundaries within the kingdom of heaven that allows us to function within a freedom, the freedoms of heaven, okay? And if God has to correct you, he only corrects so that he can restore, okay? God loves you and he needs you to come back to him. Okay. So I encourage you to do that today while you have time. All right. That is what the word is for this Wednesday. I will be talking to you guys soon. It's a great day to have a good day. So let's get to it. Okay. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.